Pokémon Horizons is back after a 2-week break, and if you haven't been up to date with the series, then fam, you're definitely missing out on the juicy stuff. The gang are now heading towards Area 0 to find Lucius's final Pokemon, being the 6th hero Entei, and even though there has been a huge revelation to come from this, there's an even bigger surprise to come very soon. Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raph, and today, Episode 79 of the Pokémon Horizons anime aired in Japan. We got to see the trio battle Champion Geeta, and let's just say something very special was revealed along the way. Let's dive in to explore all the details. This video is sponsored by Orla, the secure and reliable VPN. Have you ever tried to watch the latest Pokémon anime episodes, but always get asked to register on weird links and receive spam texts and calls as a result of this? Well, this is where Orla comes to save the day. The VPN ensures that it protects users from identity theft and financial fraud, so you don't have to worry about dodgy websites asking you to pay to watch these anime episodes. Orla has advanced technology and features that allow you to stay safe with its military-grade encryption, giving you the power to block scam and phishing sites with its antivirus protection. Orla has been incredibly safe to use when watching videos on the go. On top of that, you get 24/7 US based support, so no matter where you are, there will always be a specialist available to help you. I'm not leaving myself or my family vulnerable to data breaches and brokers, and if you don't want to either, then you can visit my link at aura.com/thepokéraf and try 2 weeks for free. That'll be enough time for Orla to find out if any of your personal data has been exposed. My link is in the description below. Huge thanks again to Orla for sponsoring this video. This episode focused on the gang heading back to Paldea in hopes of finding out more information in regards to Lucius's Entei, and of course, the trio battled against La Primera. We got to see characters like Liko and Penny return to coincide with the champion assessment, and the Elite Four also too made a return. Liko explained that she wanted to help Pokémon reunite at Rakua and asked Geeta if they could go to Area 0 in hopes of finding the final 6th hero. As for the battle, I have some mixed thoughts on it. Don't get me wrong, I feel the strategy the trio used in battle definitely worked in their favour, and it was great to see Liko pull the win for the gang with Florigato, once again showing off how much stronger she's become complementing their development. However, I thought Geeta was going to win, due to who she is. I would have personally preferred if she did win, and then gave the gang a chance to prove themselves with their objective by then letting them go to Area 0. I get Florigato had the type advantage, but still, she is a champion after all. Geeta losing to Liko is probably going to spark up some debate, but man won't talk about that too much here, you get me? But I get it, the plot is thickening and at the end of the day, they have to pass the test to go. So it does make sense. Fair play to all of them really. This then led to the trio heading towards their great crater in prep of entering Area 0, alongside us seeing Sango and Onyx to follow behind. As always when subs are revealed, I'll post my full review on Twitter, so if you haven't followed me on there already, then you already know what to do. Let's now talk about episode 80 that will be airing next week. This episode is titled Only Awesome Pokemon in Area 0. The summary states the following. Liko and the others have come to Area 0, where they accompany Bria to the place where Entei was spotted. In the meantime, Sango, who had been tailing the ground, encounters an odd looking Jigglypuff, and the two of them decide to team up to fight back against an enraged Paradox Pokemon Great Task after getting attacked by it. As we can see from the preview trailer, the gang have finally entered Area 0 and will encounter various Pokemon and Paradox Pokemon. I really hope we get to see some more captures from this, because it'd be a great way to develop the characters. But I'll elaborate more on that later. We then have the title for episode 81, being a grand battle, Earth Goughing Fire. This episode will air on the 24th of January. The summary states the following. Liko and the others finally locate Entei in Area 0. However, this Entei seems kind of different compared to the normal Entei. Liko, Roy and Dot challenge it to a battle, getting help from Friede as well, but moves that should be effective against a fire type Pokemon like Entei are having no effect either. But why? And will Liko and the others manage to overcome Entei? From what we can make head and tails of the current frames we have, this of course is going to be an episode where the gang finally encounter Lucius's last Pokemon. Of course, the biggest revelation to come forth is going to be the true identity of this Pokemon, and I'm keen to see how the gang will manage to overcome its power, especially knowing that it's a fire and dragon type. A proper mad thing is going to be coming from this battle, and I can only begin to imagine how crazy it's going to be shown from the frames of everyone battling against it. The flashback moment with Pokémon 2 is surely going to be one to look forward to, so make sure you lot don't get caught lacking and miss out on this one. Right, let's now chat about some extra details revealed that could be adding more interesting elements to the story. First, we have Liko's Florigato potentially evolving into Meowscarada. With the way this arc has displayed incredible development for both Liko and her Pokemon, I think it's fair to say that the final stage evolution is inevitable. There's been a few pieces of material that have indicated a potential tease to evolution unfolding. Many viewers believe that this frame of Liko freezing in shock could be the potential indicator. However, with how this battle against Goughing Fire is looking, I think this is more of a moment of shock and realization that the Pokemon isn't in fact Entei, and rather the Paradox Pokemon. In terms of Florigato evolving, I reckon this could happen maybe during the battle against Goughing Fire, or maybe at the end of this arc. It could be that Goughing Fire proves itself to be overwhelming for Florigato due to the type advantage, and maybe in a certain moment, this is where the girlie decides to release a surge of power, leading to the evolution. Or maybe depending on how long the battle against Rayquaza lasts for, it could be that during this moment, this is where we'll see Meowscarada. The possibility of the evolution happening later on in the series is also another option. It could be that maybe Crocodile and Quaxwell evolved before Fluttergato, leading to the kitty evolving after its Paldean siblings. But that's just me throwing ideas onto the table, innit? Next, let's talk about Paradox Pokemon. As shown from the relevant trailers, we have confirmation that Sandy Shocks, Screamtail, Great Tusk, and Goughing Fire have now been confirmed to be shown in Area 0. However, additional material has now also confirmed that we could expect to see Iron Hands, Iron Valiant, and maybe also Fluttermane, and of course Iron Bundle, thanks to this recent merchandise. For those of you that are unaware, Pokemon merchandise tends to be one of the most reliable pieces that hint towards leaked information and upcoming events in the Pokemon anime. Seeing as the previous set has also been shown with some of the Paradox Pokemon already, it could very much be that this will happen again. To further elaborate on this topic, let's talk about potential captures. Whilst it hasn't been made known if the gang will catch more Pokemon in this series, I reckon Roy and Doc could maybe be the ones next to catch some more Pokemon. Or even so, it could be that maybe the Explorers will catch another Pokemon. Shown from the special preview trailer, it's evident that we're going to see Sango make a connection with the Screamtail. Whilst it isn't confirmed if this capture will happen, or if this is just a small segment showing the two characters sharing a portion of the episode together, it could be pretty cool to see how these characters develop with more Pokemon on their team. I think if anything, Sango should catch Screamtail, Dot should catch Iron Bundle, Roy should catch Sandy Shocks, and Onyx should catch Great Tusk. I think all of these will be very fitting for each of these characters. I mean, nothing is fully confirmed if this will happen, but it could be a mad thing if so. I don't know how long this Area 0 arc is going to take place for, and we could maybe even see more Pokemon and Paradox Pokemon 2 revealed during this time, and it could also bring forward more potential captures and plot points. Speaking of plot, let's now chat about when this Rayquaza arc will conclude. From what we can see, these lot are going to fight Goughing Fire and then scrap Rayquaza afterwards. Sources have stated that due to the dub and other Japanese material, we could suspect that this arc will conclude around episode 89 or 90. It makes sense in one way, seeing as the calendar months add up to the amount of the episodes, plus this will be just in time before April, which will then mark the anniversary of when the series first began airing. But once again, that's just speculation. Let's now have a chat about Goughing Fire. So I've received quite a lot of comments from you guys confused as to why Rystal mentioned Entei instead of this Pokemon being Goughing Fire. Rystal did not know that Goughing Fire was a separate Pokemon, seeing as these events occurred over 100 years ago. When Lucius and Rystal first met Goughing Fire in this frame, they both thought it was an Entei due to its similar appearance, but little did they know that it was actually Goughing Fire, and this follows suit with how Liko thinks the same thing when she encounters the Pokemon as well. So essentially, Rystal was confused and misinterpreted what the Pokemon was. This too also makes sense as the gang have been unable to find any data and information about the Pokemon during their search, alongside how the Pokemon has been shrouded in mystery within the openings and other moments during the series. Hopefully that clarifies everything. Pokémon Horizons is back and there's a lot to look forward to. With the gang now in Area 0, the battles against Goughing Fire and Rayquaza are most certainly going to be incredible. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the gang can befriend Goughing Fire and how this Pokemon will bring everything full circle for Lucius's Pokemon. From what we know, the battle against Rayquaza is definitely going to be one to watch, and I wonder if the potential event of Roy catching this Pokemon will happen. If so, then you can be sure that it will be definitely breaking the internet. There's so much to look forward to in this series, and of course, subscribe for more Pokemon Horizons coverage and Pokemon anime content.